That's okay.
This story is about two classmates who did not like each other at all, but circumstances left them stranded in a place where survival was nearly impossible. They remained stuck together on an island for months, and how they survived on that island, and what mischief they got into together. In the opening scene of the movie, we see a beautiful girl named Emma, who wakes up early in the morning to get ready for school. Emma is very brilliant and a popular student in her school with many friends. On the other hand, we see Dean, who, compared to Emma, is a very lazy person. He avoids social interactions and spends most of his time alone, even at school. He wakes up late, goes straight to the bathroom to brush his teeth, and then immediately sits down to play video games. His father, Jack, is a rich and influential man. Jack tells him that he will be late for school. Meanwhile, we see Emma and her younger sister, Stacy, being dropped off at school by their mother, Barbara. After arriving at school, Emma meets her best friend, Lizzie. While they are talking, a student named Steven comes over and says hi to Emma. Later that day, in class, their teacher, Mr. Christensen, informs them that the bus will leave the next morning at exactly 7 a.m. for their school trip to an island. As he continues explaining, Emma arrives late to class, and Dean bumps into her from behind, saying, "Sorry, prom queen." While Mr. Christensen is giving more details about the trip, Lizzie tells Emma that Dean is also going on the trip.
You know I can hear you, right?
And then she makes a face at Dean. During lunch, Lizzie tells her friends about what happened between Emma and Steven in the morning and says that during the trip, they will have a whole week to work their magic and get Emma and Steven together. But Emma says they should forget about that and focus on the trip. While everyone is talking, Emma notices Dean cutting an apple with a knife. Shortly after, a teacher scolds Dean for bringing a knife to school and takes him to the principal's office. Lizzie then tells her friends that Emma shouldn't be around guys like Dean when a hot guy from school likes her. The next morning, Emma gets ready for the trip and thanks her parents for letting her go. On the other hand, Dean doesn't want to go on the trip, but his father, Jack, tells him how hard it was to get him a spot despite him breaking school rules. Eventually, Dean agrees to go. Later, we see Mr. Christensen telling everyone to board the bus. While getting on, Steven asks Emma how she's doing, which makes Lizzie tease her again, but Emma ignores it. After some time, they arrive at the island. As they get off the bus, one of their teachers tells them they can enjoy the pool but must return before dinner. Emma and her friends go to the pool, where she meets Steven, and they all start having fun. Meanwhile, Dean watches them alone from the balcony. That evening, Lizzie tells Emma that Steven has invited them to a party on a local boat. Emma refuses at first, but her friends convince her. They go to the party, and once there, Emma looks for her friends but instead sees Steven kissing another girl. Upset, Emma starts to leave, and Dean, who also saw everything, says to her, "Your boyfriend seems to be having fun." Emma replies that it's none of his business. Suddenly, the police arrive to check if students were taking drugs at the party. They order everyone to come to the front of the boat. In the chaos, Emma slips and falls into the water. Dean sees her fall and jumps in to save her. He pulls her into a lifeboat tied to the yacht. Dean cuts the rope, and when Emma asks why, he says he doesn't want trouble with the police. They'll return to the yacht after the police leave. But soon, the yacht drifts far away and a storm begins. Dean realizes their lifeboat has no motor. Suddenly, a huge wave crashes toward them and they both hold on tight. By morning, they find themselves stranded in the Arabian Sea. Dean's phone is dead, so he tells Emma they need to find land before they run out of supplies. He asks Emma for her phone, but there's no network on hers either. Emma tells Dean they should have followed the party yacht, but Dean says not to worry, someone will come to rescue them soon. As they're talking, Emma suddenly spots an island in the distance. Dean starts rowing the boat toward it, and after struggling against the waves, they finally reach the shore. Emma checks her phone again, but there's still no signal. Then Dean finds a flare gun on the boat and takes it with him. They begin walking inland, hoping to find help. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, their school cancels the trip because of last night's party. Lizzie tells the teachers that Emma never returned to the hotel. She thought maybe Emma was with someone else, which is why she didn't tell anyone. Lizzie says the last time she saw Emma was on the party boat. When Mr. Christensen takes attendance, he realizes Dean is missing too. Now everyone knows that both 𝗼𝗲 and Dean are gone. The police arrive and start questioning 𝗼𝗲's friends. The police say cases like this happen often, they might come back on their own. But if they're lost at sea, finding them might get very hard. When Dean's father hears his son is missing, he rushes to the school and meets 𝗼𝗲's mother, Barbara. 𝗼𝗲's father arrives too. They all confront the principal, demanding answers about the missing kids, but the principal doesn't have any. Desperate, the parents decide to find their children themselves. On the island, 𝗼𝗲 and Dean continue walking to get deeper into the island. After a while, they find a beautiful waterfall. Dean loves it and asks 𝗼𝗲 to take a picture, but she refuses. "We're stranded here and you're enjoying this?" she says. "I just needed good grades, I'm supposed to go to Princeton University. If we don't get out soon, everything will be ruined." They keep moving and eventually reach the far side of the island, but there's no way out. They decide to go back to where their boat was. When they return to the shore, the boat is gone, the waves must have taken it. All they find is a life jacket. Exhausted from walking all day, they stop as the sun sets. Dean builds a fire and they agree to stay the night there. Seeing 𝗼𝗲 shivering, Dean takes off his shirt and gives it to her. "Our parents will probably find us by tomorrow," they say to each other. The next morning, Dean wakes up and sees that 𝗼𝗲 isn't there. He looks around and finds her writing SOS in the sand. "What are you doing?" he asks. "Trying to save us," she says. "We also need drinking water." But Dean ignores her and goes for a swim, and 𝗼𝗲 starts watching him. Back at the hotel, Mr. Christensen updates the parents. The police are searching and have found a lifeboat that might be 𝗼𝗲 and Dean's. Jack suggests hiring a private rescue team, but Mr. Christensen insists the police are doing everything they can. On the island, 𝗼𝗲 goes to fetch water but suddenly feels like someone's watching her. Nervous, she runs back. Later, she and Dean build a shelter from leaves to block the sun. 𝗼𝗲 writes a giant SOS on the beach, hoping a rescue team will see it. Then, they start looking for food. Dean finds a banana tree, and they eat their fill. The heat on the island is unbearable, so 𝗼𝗲 cuts her long pants into shorts. That night, she lies down next to Dean in the shelter. He turns to her and places his hand on her. The next day, 𝗼𝗲 bathes under the waterfall when Dean walks up and asks, "Can I have sunscreen?" 𝗼𝗲 says, "I'm bathing here, go away, look in the bag." Dean says to 𝗼𝗲, "You're the one who told me to stand guard here." Hearing this, 𝗼𝗲 replies, "I only said that because I think someone else is on this island too." Meanwhile, back at the hotel, Barbara is extremely worried about 𝗼𝗲. The news reports that 𝗼𝗲 and Dean's disappearance case is officially downgraded, with police believing they may be dead and searching for their bodies. 𝗼𝗲's father prepares to go home because their younger daughter, Stacy, is alone, but Barbara remains distraught. The next day, Jack and Barbara take a helicopter to search for 𝗼𝗲 and Dean. On the island, as night falls, 𝗼𝗲 tells Dean how much she misses her family. Suddenly, Dean finds a human skull, frightening 𝗼𝗲, who says this person must have been stranded here like us, look what happened to them. Dean tries to comfort her, saying it was probably just a fisherman or smuggler who died here. "We're not alone, our parents are looking for us," he says. "If we stick together we won't die here. We'll go home one day." Then he kisses her, 𝗼𝗲's first kiss, which she enjoys. That night, their relationship becomes more intimate, and 𝗼𝗲 enjoys experiencing it for the first time.
That felt so good.
In the morning, 𝗼𝗲 wakes to find Dean gone. She panics and searches the jungle, finding him digging a hole to bury the bones. Confused, she approaches but falls and hurts her knee. Dean tenderly tends to her wound, saying, "You'll be okay." Later, they bathe together under the waterfall, where Dean shares how his mother died in a car accident. 𝗼𝗲 listens sympathetically. When the rain starts, they dance playfully together, and Dean puts a flower in 𝗼𝗲's hair. Excited, 𝗼𝗲 asks to make love again. News reports now say a month has passed since 𝗼𝗲 and Dean disappeared. Police officially stop searching, believing them dead, but 𝗼𝗲's friends and Barbara still think they're alive. Barbara continues searching with Jack by helicopter, distributing flyers with their information. Eventually, Jack suggests giving up, heartbreaking Barbara, who returns home depressed. Meanwhile, on the island, Dean tells 𝗼𝗲 about a green flash of light his mother said appears at sunset, though he's never seen it himself. Weeks pass as they enjoy the island, swimming, growing closer, and experiencing love together intimately. One day, Emma asks Dean about his first time, and he shares that it was with an older school friend. Knowing this is all new for Emma, he asks how she felt. It was nice, she says, though sand got everywhere. She wants more experience, which Dean happily agrees to. Later, while gathering fruit in the jungle, they hear a plane overhead. Desperate, they run to open ground as Dean searches Emma's bag for the flare gun to signal it, but can't find it before the plane disappears. Emma also looks for the missing flare gun but can't find it anywhere. She starts believing there must be someone else on the island stealing their things. Several more days pass, and only one plane has flown overhead since they arrived, still no one comes to rescue them. Sitting in their shelter, they talk about giving up hope of ever going home and decide to accept living together on the island forever. Suddenly, Dean hears an animal noise and goes to investigate in the jungle. Worried about him, Emma also follows. When Dean goes further ahead, he comes face to face with a Black Panther. He immediately runs away, stumbling and falling to the ground. Emma catches up to find Dean covered in blood. Holding a knife, he has killed the Black Panther. Meanwhile, back home, their friends and parents have started moving on with their lives without them. On the island, Emma and Dean have learned to survive completely, hunting, building shelters, and finding happiness together after losing hope of rescue. One day, Emma starts vomiting. Dean asks if she might be pregnant, but she says no, it's just a stomach issue. As they lie together talking, suddenly their missing items start falling from above. Looking up, they see a monkey in the trees throwing their things, including the flare gun Dean couldn't find before. Emma cleverly offers the monkey a banana in exchange for the flare gun. Just as they get it back, they hear a helicopter. Rushing to open ground, Emma loads and fires the flare. The helicopter spots them and finally rescues them after 3 long months. At the airport, their emotional parents and friends greet them with joy. That night, Dean visits Emma at home. They talk about how strange it feels to be back, but when Dean tries to kiss her, Emma stops him. Her parents keep checking on her every 10 minutes. She invites him to a home party that her parents have arranged. At the party, Dean feels out of place while Emma enjoys being the center of attention. When he signals for her to join him outside, she ignores him and, heartbroken, Dean leaves. Emma wanted things to return to normal, like those 3 months on the island never happened. Emma again becomes popular in school while Dean remains alone. They only exchange looks when passing each other. Days later, Emma calls Dean, but he doesn't answer. Meanwhile, Dean visits his mother's grave, crying as he misses her. Months pass, and on prom night, Dean wants to stay home alone. But his father convinces him to go. At the dance, Lizzie leads Emma outside for a surprise. There stands Dean in the rain, waiting just like on their island. Overwhelmed with memories, Emma runs to him. They kiss happily in the rain as the story beautifully concludes. On IMDb, this movie was rated by 19,000 people and has an average rating of 5.3. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel for more interesting videos like this.